Hello everyone. Welcome to Talk with Steven. I have a very important question to you guys. Did you guys miss Talk with Steven for the past few weeks? Because I've been went missing for the past few weeks. Things get busier and all these things. So I took a little bit of break from Talk with Steven, and we are back and stronger with our new episode of Talk with Steven this time. And this is my 50th Talk with Steven show. Like, I started it last year, and this is my 50th episode. So I'm really happy today to meet you guys here, and I hope you guys are happy too, just as me. And please let me know how was your day so far, or how was your week so far. Let's get us know each another and all these things. And for those all our new audience here, Talk with Steven is a weekly talk show where it will happen on every week Wednesday 1 p.m., where I will personally bring in successful people who have an incredible story to share with us in different aspects of their life. All of us have done something in our life that is successful, that we feel that is a successful thing. That you have this story to share with people, but sometimes there is no avenue to share your story. So that is why Talk with Steven is exists, where we will bring in individuals who have incredible stories, and we ask them to share their stories in specific aspects of their life, so that you can learn from it and see how you can put whatever the knowledge that a speaker is sharing into your life. So that is what is Talk with Steven that is all about. So as usual, this week also we have a very successful speaker who is going to talk about sales. But before that, if you are watching this session right now, please do share it out with people, so that when if they are struggling with their sales, they will get benefited from this talk show as well. And not only as I told you, this is the 50th talk show, which means I have so many talk shows, like 49 sessions before this, which we have talked a lot of things about entrepreneurship, personal development to kids, a lot of topics, various of topics. All the things are available in my Facebook, and you can just scan this QR code and watch the session. Just scroll through. There's a whole lot of things happening in my Facebook, so just scroll through and find an episode and watch it as well. So coming back to this week's Talk with Steven session, I personally have been talking to a lot of entrepreneurs recently, and many of them facing this issue about sales. Like, sales is not an easy job, I would say. I mean, no job is easy job, but sales is very difficult. In a way, you need to have a certain level of patience and passion to do the sales line, because it's very people based event. Like anything can happen, and people may scold you. You cannot bring in sales and all these things. So people out there are struggling to put in their sales and all these things. So as a person who is very passionate about marketing and sales, for me it was quite fun. The journey is quite fun, but many people out there, their passion is not marketing or sales, but they are doing this particular business, and they need to bring in the sales for that. And that's when the issue comes, and that's when they struggle a lot. So I've been looking at, like, who can I bring in for this Talk with show, Talk with Steven talk show, especially taking a few breaks and all these things. Like, so I was thinking, then I was like, why not we bring our guest speaker for today, Alagentran, to our talk show to talk about sales? Because Ala is someone that I personally learned the sales from when I'm in my early days, and when we're figuring out what my heart wants and all these things, I figured out I like sales. And I always look at Allah on how is he talking, how is he engaging a client, how is he closing the sale. It's very nice. I remember that when we all go for the roadshows for different things and all, I will make sure I put my name uh, whenever Allah is there, so that I can just walk around with him to see what is he doing, how is he stopping the clients, all kind of things. So it's crazy. And now I am also teaching people on how they can close sales and do marketing better and all these things. So it's a huge honor for me to bring Allah to Talk with Steven session to share with us about his life in sales line. So I think I've talked enough. So without any further ado, let's welcome the one and only Allah to the stage. Hello.
Hello, Steven.
Hi Allah, how are you?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Okay, I'm doing great here. So I hope I give a very gumpa and nice intro to you. for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
So, Allah, how the day has been so far, Allah?
Okay, very good, very good. Um, very good.
Okay, awesome. So I think we can jump right into our talk show, which is we're going to talk all about sales and everything and anything about sales. So for audience, do ask your question because sales is a very personalized thing. Like me and Allah gonna share our experiences, but the thing that you may face in your line, in your industry could be different from what we are facing. So if you ask question, then we can answer your questions properly and nicely as well. So Allah ready?
Yes, okay.
Okay, Allah, sales is technically a very difficult job, but sorry, I didn't tell what Allah is doing. Allah is into unit trust in public mutual, and he's been there for many years, and he has like 10+ years in this line and experience of talking to people, getting the sales done, and all. So Allah, but before this, you were not really doing any sales related job, right? What were you doing before that, Allah?
Okay, after my college days, I joined this some multinational company.
Mm.
That's about actually for total about 10, almost about 20 years now. I'm in manufacturing industry.
Okay.
So from the lower level, from technician level to management level. So if you ask about the manufacturing line, from inspection to manufacturing, finished product, outgoing inspection, almost you can say I quite well versed in that lah. In that sense,
Okay.
from the lower level lah. Yes,
Okay. So you were in the manufacturing line for the past 20 years, and then
yes.
what made you to jump into unit trust or investments and all that?
Okay. When you talk about manufacturing, I mean, the line that I'm in, the job, the work never ends, no. You will continue to until even 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you will continue to. So
Hmm.
there's no end for it. So we have to stop it, then we have to push to the next day, So
Hmm.
over the years, I find it as, I mean, age also catch up, and I find it a bit tough to control, and also I don't have much time on my own. I mean, I need to have time on my own. So that's why I plan to switch to this line. I mean, on my own. I mean, don't need to work for others, work for myself. That's why I decided.
So that's when you went into the public mutual unit trust and
Yes.
okay, okay. So why did you choose the investment line, Allah? Because you could have choose anything, but why did you went into finance and investments?
Okay. Investment, when I started this one, is not very new to me because I myself invested in since 2002. 2002,
Okay.
I started as an investor. Then in 2009, I become a part-time consultant. Okay, even I'm in working in the environment. I mean, working environment also.
So
So
you
I
actually
have
was like
some.
from 2002 to 2009, you were actually a normal like investor who has been investing with amount of experience that you have gained. You started to become a part-time consultant, lah.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. After that,
After that, so so since I've after some time, I went through went through a bit tough time in my companies, whereby they went through restructuring and all that.
hmm,
So because during that time, there also was a financial crisis, 2008. Okay,
hmm,
many companies move out of Malaysia, looking for cheaper place to manufacture. So
hmm,
my company that I work for, the last company I worked for, also went through this situation, whereby
okay,
we all given VSS, and we have to look for other jobs lah. So during this period, around 2 years, I tried to work some other companies, and things that didn't work out okay. At the same time, I also find that I have to have my, I mean, my own time, no, for my life and all that, independent. So that's why I choose which industry was I familiar with. So the first thing come to mind was unit trust industry lah. That's why I jumped
Okay.
into this industry.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So now you slowly jump into, like, investment, and you've been trying to do it full time and all right. So many people have the same thought as you. Like, even yesterday, I spoke to someone who um, doing a business, but but still have a 9 to 5 job and all these things. So this person is also looking at, like, how to bring in more sales. Law is very difficult, and all these things, because especially when you are doing a 9 to 5 job and you want to do a business, sales is the biggest part. If you don't bring in the money, then nothing gonna happen, and all these things, right? So how did you start in the industry or the sales line, and, like, talking to people and all these things, because you are in the manufacturing line, which means you deal with the products, the mainly about the product and all these things. But now you need to be a people person, like, talk to them, getting to know them, and all these things, right? How did you start in sales line, and what are the obstacles you faced, Ala?
Actually, I did really face a tough time when I switched to, manufacturing line to sales line. Of course, I have zero knowledge on sales.
Mm,
So, of course, sales means you will need to meet people, meet customer. My line is that you have to explain to them about the product and convert them into your client. Okay.
yeah.
So the first thing you want to meet your, you strangers you meet there. Yeah, of course, if you are family friend, easy to close them because they are warm market. So
Yeah.
strangers mostly, we will find uh, normally Indian background. When you want to talk to people, the strangers are a bit difficult, no, and so being in this background, uh, I had a tough time, really, really tough time for converting
It's okay, Ala. You can.
this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay. I've really faced a tough time in meeting people. So what I did is that my mentor advised me. I actually have a zero knowledge. So be in that environment whereby meeting people. No, first you talk to strangers. So what I did is that we have flyers, right? We have unit trust, we have flyers, right? So what we
Mm,
do is that I go and distribute the flyers. So that's my plan, so I can share my incident the first time. And when I supposed to distribute flyers to strangers so that they understand about unit trust. Then I explain to them. Then they become investors. The first
mm.
day I went to the place I supposed to give out the flyers, I was so nervous, so frightened. I didn't even talk to anybody. I just go around one round and come back. So
You
that's
didn't
my
give the
first
flyer at all.
experience. Zero from zero, the first time. So after that only, then I start to give flyers. Not even talk, no, not even talk about the interest, no. I just give
Mm.
flyers. After that only, slowly, I start talking about. People ask question, right? So then only explain to them what is unit trust and all that. Then slowly I develop my fear of talking to people. Yes.
Okay, okay. So you were saying that you were going and giving flyers and all. Like, who do you give to? Random people in the. I remember that you told you just walk into some malls and then you start giving them and all these things. Like, no roadshows or nothing. Just walk into the mall and talk to
Yes,
people, right?
when you initially I didn't do for malls, because when you're talking to, go to malls and all that, you have to have certain knowledge in the industry. You must explain when people ask question. So
Mm.
actually I do this. This giving flyers. I think to get rid of my fear. I think about 2 years or something like that. I went into practicing myself. I can say. So over the
Mm.
period, I learned how to answer question. When the people ask question, how to answer and get rid of the fear. So once I have this certain level of fear, removed from myself, then I start to give my name cards. So when they see my name card, there's a written there my name and also the company I representing. So that
Mm.
carries a little bit of weight. Then I started talking to people, strangers lah. That's how I explained about went to malls and all that. I go and explain to people. That's how I get rid of that fear. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think I, I totally agree with you. Like, taking the first obstacle that a person face in their business when it comes to sales is the fear, actually. Like, the fear is too much that you don't want to go and do any sales, you don't want to talk to anyone and all these things. I remember I had fears when I first wanted to make my call to a random stranger. My hands started to shake and all these things. I was like, yo, what to talk to them? I don't know. I don't have anything to talk to them, how to do this. And
Yes. Very true. Very true.
yeah, and all
I went through that situation. Yes.
yeah, I was really scared actually. I was like, don't know what to do and all these things. But then when I start talking, then the fear slowly reduce along the way. Lah. But in your case, you have been just giving flyers to get rid of the fear for the past 2 years. Then
Yes.
it takes time. Different people are different. It takes times to actually get rid of the fear. If you ask me, will I do what Allah did, like walk to random mall and give flyer to people and all? I don't think so. I will do that. I don't have the guts to do that. But Allah, hats off to you for doing that actually.
But one
So
thing you can, one thing over the period, if you have partner, you can talk to. So maybe that will help you in getting rid of fear. But first, if you are both partners are totally strangers to, the sales line, that be tough lah. Unless you have a partner that is already in the line that you started a sales line, so you bring along your that somebody is experienced in one. Then you tumpang get rid the fear from this person lah. That's
yes,
how.
yes,
Yeah.
that's what I do. Last time when I went to roadshows, I will tag along Allah. Like I don't sell unit trusts or anything, but we in Allah we all in the same platform that we work with youngsters and all these things. So whenever we sell something, I will always tag along with Allah to see what is he doing, how is he stopping this person. So then I tried to go and do it by myself with my own style and all these things. So I think that's true. You have somebody to do it together. It will be fun lah. Otherwise, it's susa and all these things. So that's good. So Allah, the sales line is kind of tricky also in a way. Like when we especially you want to talk to somebody, like it could be like you got a lead from someone and then you look at their profile picture in WhatsApp, they look not so okay, or they look like a gangster kind of thing, or when you walk in and you're doing roadshows, they look like so big, gangster and all these things. Most of the time we tend to don't approach them because of the fear that we have
You
also.
tend to judge people. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. How did you face this kind of issues and how did you overcome it, Allah?
Actually, I can share one incident. How I end up stop judging people. Approaching people. So once
Mm,
when I do this early days when I do giving flyers, this unit trust you can sell to local people only, right? So
mm.
of course you can sell to foreigners, but there'll be a documentation a bit tough now.
So many
So
people
since
works lah.
when I started, I don't want to end up in that kind of situation. So I want to easy way. So when I approached this guy, I had a certain judgment whether this guy is a bangla or what, something like that. No. So I know what's the point wasting time and talking to Bangla about unit trust and all that, right? So I asked him, are you a foreigner or local? So this guy got agitated in a question mark. What you so worry about whether I'm a local or what? Tell me what do you want to and all that. And he says some commotion took place at place. No, so I he walked away. So I feel so embarrassed. Why I did that? I asked about his nationality and all that. So that's not my job, right? My job supposed to do sales and getting in clients, right? So then I went back to my mentor. Then he advised me, your job is supposed to look for clients, right? Why you worry about the West is nationality and all that? So that is the day I decided. I mean, you also advised me, you don't. See people and judge them. No, you just either is look poor or look strange or something like that. I mean, weird looking guy doesn't matter. You decided to approach him for your sale, approach him. That is experience. So that is my, one of the worst experience I went through in early days. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So
nice.
you have to go through this kind of situation. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think you said something interesting, Alal, about embarrassments, because the being in doing sales, marketing, and everything is comes with certain kind of embarrassment as well. Like, I have people just scold me for no apparent reason. Like, I just call and talk to them. Suddenly, this lady got angry and then she started to scold me for no apparent reason. All these things happen, and there are many people also, like, scold you lah, they talk bad about you lah, all these things, right? Most of the time we feel very embarrassed about it and all these things. How did you handle this a lot? Especially, I think you face this a lot, especially when you do roadshows and approach. Because let's face it, I asked the question to all the audience here. Like, when you walk into a mall and somebody approach you with a flyer or some try to talk about something and all, what we will usually do?
Yes. Yes.
We will
Yes.
be like, no, 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 we'll just walk away.
Walk away. Yes.
Like,
Correct.
how many people will do that? I do that most of the time. But so, like, how did you come out of this embarrassment and then you go
Actually,
and talk to people again, Allah?
so actually, what I do is that of course, it's early days. I have zero knowledge, right? So I almost, 100% I follow what my mentor says. Like, that's why you need to have a mentor for. Okay. Okay. When I face this kind of situation, I went through this very very difficult situation whereby I thought of okay, just stop this one and just move on to someone, go and look for a job and all that. I went to that kind of situation. So
Mm,
at
mm,
end of the day, why I have a question. I question myself whether why I come to this line. I want to make sales, right? So I want to earn certain amount of income from this one, right? So what is your motive? What is your goal? So one of the thing that is like mantra you can repeat is that your goal. You must have a goal, right? So you go and repeat your goal. So that align yourself to your purpose. You are in the street meeting clients, make sales out of that, then make a live income, and also another word, you're also helping them. So is end of the day is your goal. So what I do is that I go and repeat my goal to like I repeat my mantra, like my goal is my mantra. So I repeat that a certain extent. I get rid of that fear. Then once I calm down, then I go and continue my work lah. So that's how early days I did my fear, getting of this fear lah. Correct. Yes.
nice, nice. Repeat your goal, guys. What is the goal that you have? Your target. Repeat that. I think that will calm you down when you are in the emotional high state mode and all these things. So, Allah, so you have been doing this kind of roadshows, referrals, talk to people, all these things, and it's all happening smoothly and nicely. And then the pandemic came, like, without any warning. Suddenly it came, and you cannot go out and meet people anymore. I think for the past 2 years, the roadshow has been like no roadshows, nothing, no leads for people and all, right? How did you adapt to the digital sales? How did you adapt to that kind of scenarios, Allah?
Okay. When you come to situation, I mean, life and death. What you do, you must find a way to survive, right? Whatever
Yeah.
resource you have to make use of it to survive. So at that time, we are. Of course, I'm used to meeting people face to face, right? So I couldn't. Now I cannot meet. So what the next thing I can do is that uh, virtual, I know virtual meeting and all that. So of course, we are not familiar with that. I'm personally not very familiar with that at that time. I can say I have very zero knowledge of that, and so what I did is that over the period, of course, when I make sales, I meeting people, getting the contact number, and call them for appointment, then meet them to close sales. So this is part of the sales side. So what I did is that previously when those clients who I met where I couldn't able to close them, so I started to call them and using the phone, phone call. So daily,
Mm.
day in, day out, from morning until evening, I just call. Of course, in between I have a break, but then I call them. So without failure, daily, that is my job. Okay, so somehow after I make so many calls, then people started to responding. Then some of them I managed to close personally, and also some of them really want to invest. That time when the year 2020, the pandemic time, market also were down. So that is one of the plus point is helping me to close more sales. And if you don't believe me, that is the time I make the biggest sales so far. I mean, over the period, no?
Top
Uh,
sales.
yeah, top sales ever since. Lah. After that, I started to do better sales. Lah. Okay,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome, Mala. It's very nice. Like, you said that you make so many calls and all, right? Like, this is many people face. Even I face it sometime. Like, you have so many leads that you have, and you want to call them and everything, and not everybody will pick up your call. Like, most of them, they just don't pick up your call. Or sometime when you said, "Hey, I'm Alagentran here from Unit Trust," they'll put down the call just like that. They don't even say no or anything. Just put down the phone, all these things, or they're like, "Hey, don't disturb lah, Sunday lah. Why you want to disturb me?" Or during the Sunday time lah, all these things they will shut up and put on the phone. So many things will happen, right, during when you call. Only like if you call like 10 people, maybe 1% pick up the call and talk to you. So how did you face the rejections, Allah?
Actually, same thing. End of the day, what the purpose of doing is you're looking for a sales. That is
Yeah.
one thing. And you talk to one person, you are unable to close him. You have to talk to. It's number game, lah.
Mm-mm.
And I also over the period, I attended few classes and all that. I learned something that you what is the purpose you are calling? So making this client become, I mean, this stranger become your client, right? So before I call, I'll set my mind. So what is the end result? Your goal, right? So I set end result so that I make him close. I mean, make him sign up into my this unit trust investment, and he become happy, and I become happy. So that is my end goal. So whenever I have I mean, making a call, I set my mind, my end goal. Lah. So that helps a lot in the in certain extent, so that even if he didn't sign up also, I know he'll come back and sign up again. I mean, later on. So this kind of impact I'll give them, lah,
Yeah,
so that
I think that
they
is
do.
having a little end goal for a conversation that you're gonna have will
Yes,
really
yes.
help in closing the sales. That's what I do for. That's why I told them to all my sales workshop participants, like, have an end goal. What do you want? Have a nice conversation. Even if they didn't buy your product, it's okay. If you have a very nice conversation, they're gonna remember you when they want to invest or something like that. The first person will hit in your mind is Alagindran, just because he called you, he had a very nice conversation with you, and all these things. So that will really help people out in a way lah. So like even yesterday I called some lady and then I was just talking to her about like what you've been doing, what is your family like, how many kids you have, how is the kid like, is it active kid or don't talk to kid. She was just happy talking to me. Then only she asked like, actually why are you calling me? Huh? After talking to me for like 15 minutes, then she's like, why are you calling me? And then I'm like, oh yeah, this one lah, this is the reason I'm calling you and everything. Then she very open to listen to me, what am I trying to say and all these things. So have an end goal, chat with the people, have a nice conversation with the people. They will remember you forever after that. So thank you for sharing that, Allah. We are almost at the end of the session. What, since the market is low, and I think the market is low because of some war is happening and all these things, right? Like, what are the things that our audience can do in order if they want to invest in something small, or how they can start, Allah?
Actually, in any unit trust company lah, you when you invest, it's good you invest for. I mean, that's the best idea is invest for long term lah.
Yeah,
You start as a regular and a monthly basis, regular basis invest, or if you have money that park in somewhere else whereby it's giving you very low return, you can go into unit trust industry whereby you can hold on the money for some time and make the money work for you, so you can earn a reasonable good return, more than 8%, something like that. Okay,
okay,
so you can do regular basis or you can do a lump sum investment, but this will go for a long term. Long term, you get a higher return, and we over the period we also have funds where you can invest for a shorter period. That is in the money market lah.
yeah,
So that is for your faster money lah, whereby you can able to earn some kind of return, but then you invest for shorter period. Yes, compared to
yeah.
keeping your money in a saving account lah. Yes.
Yeah. Do go and check it out. I think I personally investing in money market with Alaya and all these things. You've been guiding me for I think for the past 2 years already, 2 3 years. I'm not so sure how long has it been. So thank you Allah for that. So if you guys wanted to know, how you can start small, especially during this point of time and all these things, you can always contact Alagentran. His name is as what written in the screen, Alagentran. So just go and contact him and ask him. He will explain to you, give you a call, whatever that you need to know. He will thoroughly explain to you.
You can personally contact me through my number. My number is 019-262-4561. I
Yeah,
also looking for my sales partners. If you think you want to into this sales industry also, same way, you can start as a part timer and you can depend on you. You want to become full time or remain part timer. So it's one of the way to earn income lah.
yeah, yeah. Start something small, right? I will put Allah's number in the chat box after this, so that you can click on this and straight away contact Allah and see whether you want to talk to him about investment, or you want to talk to him about like trying out something in this field and all. Doing things alone is very scary because you have nobody to talk to. But if you have someone who has experience as Allah to be there when you are facing any downfall or anything, he can work with you on how he can, you can overcome that obstacle and move forward. Because as I told you, I learned most of my sales skills and all these things is from Allah, what is he doing and everything. I become very good at it to a point where I now conduct my own sales and marketing classes as well. I think this year on March conducted my 10th workshop, which was very interesting. So if you guys want to know more about my sales workshop as well, you can contact me and we can have a chat about this. So I think that's all from me. That's all. We are at the end of the session. Thank you so much, Allah, for coming here, for spending your time with us. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your truthful experience and your sharing, Allah. So see you guys again next week in Talk with Steven with another amazing guest speaker who's gonna share mind-blowing story with us as usual as well. So until then, see you guys. Bye.